Hi, my name is Akshay Sridhar and welcome to my demonstration for the challenge assignment 1 in EC561 flash memory programming and watchdog timer. This is the code I've written for this particular project. Let me first go over the code and then we'll move on to the debugging environment. So the first thing that happens after the main starts executing is the port init function. This function written here basically initializes all the pins that we need for the operation of this project. We are using 3 pins here, 2 LED output pins and 1 button input pin, which will simulate the watchdog timer reset condition. The direction registers specify if the that particular pin is either an input or an output pin. So by saying that by setting the bit 0 of P1 DIR, we are making P1.0 an output where the red LED is. By these two lines, we make pin 4 of port 1 to be an input LED and enable the pull-up resistor for that. And pin 1 of port 2 contains the green LED and we are making that an output. So this is basically what the port init function does. So after that is done, we stop the watchdog timer by writing to the watchdog timer control register. Sorry. Here we are asserting the watchdog timer hold while giving it the password that we need to access the control register. So we are currently disabling it to finish all the necessary initialization tasks that we need to do. In this microcontroller, by default the watchdog timer is on. So after that is done, we blink the red LED for 1 second with these 3 commands. P1, we are outputting high to bit 0 of P1 out. By doing this, we basically switch on bit 0 and the red LED lights up. And then we are calling the delay 1 second function. Here the delay 1 second function basically executes an empty for loop for a number of iterations to generate approximately a 1 second delay. And after that is done, we output a low to P1 out so that the red LED is switched off. So these 3 commands basically blink the red LED for 1 second. And then we initialize the variables necessary for this project and call the memset function. Okay, what the memset function does is it takes a buffer and set something what we need to the buffer so that we can write it to the memory later. So this buffer we have initialized is a 8-bit is a buffer of 4096 8-bit variables, 8-bit data basically. So why 4096 is the flash that is there on the board currently is 256 KB and we need to fill up one bank. There are 2 banks, so 128 KB, and there are 32 sectors in each bank. So 128 KB, 32 sectors equates that 4096 bytes are present in each bank. So we set the buffer with 4096 iterations of 4096 times some random 8-bit hexadecimal value. And after that is done, we have finally finished all our initializations and we can safely switch on our watchdog timer now with this command. There we are asserting the password again and WDT select 3. 3 selects the clock which is 32 kilohertz. We have selected a 32 kilohertz clock so that we can easily identify the counts that we need to generate 1 second. So that is done by WDTIS4, which selects 2 power 15 counts, which equates to 1 second. And we are initially clearing the counter. So after that is done, we start the main infinite loop of our program. Okay, after this part here erases and writes memory to one particular sector in a bank. Okay, the functions that have been used here along with the memset I believe is present in the driver drive lib provided by TI for easy programming of the MSP432 processor. Okay, so first what we do is the flash area is actually a protected area. So first we need to unprotect it using this command. We unprotect sector 0 flash bank 1 here. Then erase it using erase sector command. It is written in this way as a failsafe so that if erase returns a negative value, it will be trapped in a infinite while loop to prevent any undue problems to our board. And write our buffer using the program memory command, and again protect it since we have finished our work with this particular sector. And we call the clear watchdog timer function. This function basically just reasserts the watchdog timer with our original values. It basically clears the counter. The watchdog timer would have counted up to a certain point now, and we don't want it to overflow because it'll reset the whole system. And after that, this line is given here to read any button presses if they occur at this particular point. What this basically does is, if there is a button press observed in bit 4 of pin 1, which means that it will enter the loop and it will be trapped in this while loop till the button press is removed. This is here so that if we press a button, it will go into the while loop, and inside the while loop we are not doing anything. Mainly we are not clearing the watchdog timer. So if the button is held for more than 1 second, the watchdog timer counter will overflow and the system will reset. That's what we want to do with this particular button. We wanted to simulate the watchdog timer reset condition. Okay, so the clearing of watchdog timer and reading button presses should be done after each sector is done. So this 0x200024000 is the starting address of sector 0 in bank 1, and 21000 is the starting address of sector 0 in bank 1, sector 1 in bank 1. Yeah. So we change the address and do the same process again, and then we clear watchdog timer and search for button press. So we do the same thing 32 times to write to all 32 sectors of bank 1. And after this is done, we have to wait for some time so that 1 minute is reached. So this hardly takes a few seconds. So we are waiting with a for loop. Inside the for loop, what happens is it clears the watchdog timer each time the loop is executed, and also we search for button presses if it is there. So this number was chosen by executing the same for loop for around 100 or 1000 times, noting down the cycle count value, and extrapolating it so that this padding, the total time reaches 1 minute. That is our requirement. So after this is done, it means that 1 minute has reached and we have written everything that we need to write in the flash memory. So now we need to blink the green LED for 1 second. The process is the same. We use bit 1 of port 2, switch it on, delay, wait for 1 second, and switch it off again. Then we clear the watchdog timer again. So this main loop keeps executing again and again until a button press is reached to reset the program. So this is the code, basically the code that I've written, and let us move on to the debugging environment. Yes, the breakpoint is set here after we turn on the red LED, and with the registers view we can see that bit 0 is high after, indicating that the red LED is currently on. Now the next breakpoint is set here. Here we start writing to the flash memory, and the next breakpoint after this is set here after we finish writing to the flash memory and waiting is done. So this is done to test whether the writing to the flash and waiting takes up 1 minute. Okay, so the processor here runs at a clock cycle of 1.5 megahertz. So to have 1 minute with 1.5 megahertz, we need the processor should run 9 million cycles for that to happen. So that is why these breakpoints are there. Now we can check if 9 million cycles have been executed or not. Yeah, it is done, and I've set up a count event here, so we can see that we have reached 9 million cycles while writing to the flash and waiting for and the waiting loop. So it is almost exactly 1 minute, sorry. And yeah, so the next thing we are going to see is if we have already written if we have written stuff to the flash that we need to write. So the breakpoint is currently here, and the next breakpoint is here after the writing of sector 0. Now after I execute, we can see that from this particular address we have written BBBB till 21000 we have written what we need to write, and the rest is FFFF, which means that it is uninitialized or it's empty right now. So this happens 32 times, and we have seen that it runs for 9 million cycles. CSS has suggested some certain optimizations for my particular program, but almost all of them rely on me removing my loops here. But all these loops are necessary for the successful running of this program. These loops check for button presses and stuff like that, but the final loop, yeah, it would be better if I had probably used the real-time clock system present in the MSP432, because generating a delay of 1 minute is not possible with the timers present. So we could have opted for the real-time clock and use that interrupt to set the green LED. Okay, now the breakpoint is currently here. I will show you the lighting of the green LED. Currently P2 out is 0, and after we have executed this line, P2 out for bit 1 becomes 1 to show that the green LED has been lit. Okay. Now let us move on to the hardware demo of this project, and to do that we are going to build our project. I have built my project, and now if I press the reset button, the red LED turns on to indicate that the program has started from the beginning. Now after 1 minute after that happens, we can see the green LED here light on. Yeah. So now we can see that after 1 minute has happened, the green LED has lit on, and it has moved back to the beginning of the while loop. And now during the execution of this while loop, if I hold the reset button, the watchdog timer keeps resetting the system, and it keeps moving to the beginning of the program, which is the lighting of the red LED. The green LED is not lit. And when I remove my hand, it executes normal execution of the program, which is entering the while loop and writing to the flash as necessary. So yeah, this is my code for the project, and hopefully I've demonstrated everything that is needed to be demonstrated. Thank you for watching.